for their child. Financial support, financial support, financial support. Are you serious right now? And then it has raised a lot of questions that somebody as in the status of a Sabinos, will not show financial support for his child. Indeed, does it mean that a funny man can also be cannot be a good husband? Right? And does it also mean that because I'm funny, I must be a good husband? Or are funny men just naturally toxic? Is that what it is? Like the fun part of them is just a cover for another side of them or another side to them. But in Sienna Chapman's, case, it seems that Sabinus's unserious nature and lack of prioritization of his family led to the breakdown of their marriage. But then, despite the funny exterior, Sabinus allegedly cheated on his wife and failed to provide for their child. In fact, I was going through and I stumbled on Tunde Ednot's page on Facebook, and one of the things that he put out there was that it said Sabinus should be ashamed of himself. He's not only hurting his wife, but also his child. And he said all of this is coming as a result of $100 that the wife asked him and he didn't give to her and stuff like that. So it makes the conversation, the story itself, a little bit shady, right? Because one is trying to really understand, what would make her want to consider a divorce. So what can one even learn from such an experience? But this is not an isolated incident, though. I mean, many women have reported similar experiences with their husbands, where their partner's lack of seriousness, and commitment has led to the demise of their relationships. And then one typical African woman would say, is that even enough? Is that enough reason to want to walk out on your marriage? Now, this is not just a relationship, keep in mind. This is a marriage relationship. Is that enough reason? Are there no other channels that one can go through to getting to have a cordial conversation with your husband? I mean, it raises a lot of aspects to this, though. And secondly, it's also crucial to recognize that a person's exterior does not always... what they show you on the outside does not always reflect their interior. In other words, who they are on the inside. Just because someone is funny and charming does not really mean that they are a good partner. But then, it makes you also to want to think, these are the same people at some point that said, will you be my Juliet and I'll be your Romeo, and they will end it with my love, oh. And to think that this wedding happened in the United States, somewhere in New York, was it in 2023 now, and all of that. There's a lot to look into, when you're looking at all of these, all of the concerns, that quite a number of people are having. But it is also a very essential, right, to remember that living a toxic relationship or a toxic marriage is not a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength. It also takes courage to walk away from a relationship that is no longer, serving you, or serving the interest that both of you had promised to keep with your lives. But then it also brings to fore to what extent, or what is the gravity of wrongdoing that would suggest a breakdown in a marriage relationship, such that either partner would want to decide to say, I am so done. Well, I'd like to know your reaction on this one, though. 0907-353-0044 is that number to call. 0908-766-8888 is yet another number. And then the WhatsApp portal number is 0909-705 4450, right? When celebrities' weddings crash or are the verge of crashing, because now we're having one too many celebrity marriages crashing. Others are finding renewed love. I mean, I saw something, on social media where, of course, Funke Akindele herself, having been divorced and everything, is looking into dating someone who's even younger than her now, and then she's they're making out, and they're hoping that would end somewhere. Well, that's on the other side, and recently she has also come out to declaring herself a feminist, but then she's also said that as much as she is of the opinion that men should be kind to their wives, treat your wives specially, or treat your women specially if you're still in a dating relationship, treat her special. She's also saying that women, please, also do the needful. She's not that type of extreme feminist and all. But back to the discourse, on ground right now. We're seeing Sabinus's marriage. It does seem as though it will be hitting a crash in any time soon. And now, when I say anytime soon, it's not mean that I'm looking forward to them crashing. In fact, I am in support of them talking things through. That's where I'm coming from. I'm in support of that. I am up for it. Talk things through. And then I really try to understand why it is that when we have issues like this, the first place we run to, or amongst the places that we run to, is social media. So one pertinent question that I'll be asking: when you run to social media, does social media solve the problem? Or does it further open the problem? Does it further elongate the problem? Does it not mean that you're washing your dirty linen out to the world? Because this one is not even public anymore. I think that phrase should be rephrased. You don't say wash your dirty linen in public. No. Seems like now we are washing dirty linens to the world. Because social media will take that information, it will travel 1,000,000 times in just 30 seconds. That thing you posted, that thing you've said, it has gone around the world 1,000,000 times or 1,000 times in just 30 seconds. So social media, does it really help in tackling these issues? Now, one of the things that she has said about her husband, is that he has been unfaithful, cheating, going out with call girls in hotels, wouldn't come back home, would not also drop feeding money or monies that should take care of a home, in case of necessity. These are the accusation. And that's what has prompted her to saying that, what, I think I've tried to endure for a while now, but I am done right now. And to think that they have a daughter. They do have a daughter, right? They do have a daughter, a little young daughter. So she's saying that Sabinus has not been taking care of the home, and rather he has been prioritizing the outside world and paying little or no attention to what's going on in his family. Right. And quite a number of women too are experiencing this. I mean, they're going through almost the same or similar incidents, because quite a number of women too have reported this. Similar experiences with their husbands, with the person they're dating, and their partners, lack of seriousness. But in this case, one thing that she's saying that is pretty loud is that while I was going through her submission, I saw I should have listened to my mother. Funny men are very unserious people, and they don't take their relationships seriously. So I don't know. I'm asking: is this statement true that funny people are very toxic? They don't take relationships or anything at that matter seriously. They don't take it seriously, or can we say that this is just an isolated case of one funny man? If proven true, that's in the person of Sabinus now, not taking care of his family, not prioritizing his wife and children and daughter, and not doing right by his family. Well, 0907-353-0044 is that number. You can as well get onto the WhatsApp portal. Just let me in on your thoughts. Is it true that funny men are very toxic? And in the case of Sienna Chapman, what could she have done differently? Because, I mean, look at the poor woman, the poor young woman. She must have exhausted she must have gone through every other route, but seems like nothing is working and he's not listening. So she decides, you know what? I think the world should know. They should really know you for who you are. That away from the funny face, you don't care about your family. You don't care about me. You don't care about your daughter. You're just being a people's man, public figure, but not a home daddy. Hello.
Hey, Yuri, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Is this Uche?
Yeah, this is Uche.
Uche. From Akamata, right?
Exactly.
Perfect. Uche, talk to me. Are you a funny man, first of all, Uche? Are you funny?
I don't know your definition of funny.
Well, that's what Sienna Chapman said. Funny men are toxic people. They are not serious.
That's why I said I don't know his definition of funny man.
Okay.
So I don't want to go by the definition of funny men. You know, all of those things, I see it boils down to celebrity marriage.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is funny men can also be said to be celebrities.
Oh.
And if you trace them, you can see the rate at which celebrity marriage is breaking down. It is alarming. The rate at which celebrity marriages is breaking down is very, very quite alarming. So that is why I don't want to go with the word funny man. He is not the only funny. He is not the only funny man that his marriage wants to crash. We know a lot of them. In fact, most of our celebrities, they are funny. Come to think about it, people like them. But if you look at, they tend to showcase what they used to earn a living, not who they really are. And that's why you would need to be careful with social media, because this kind of people, many people have idolized them. They become a role model to some of our youths. But what do they portray? Now, look at the case of Sabinus. Many people like him.
Yeah.
Come to think about it, I like him. I enjoy his comedy.
Right.
But now, is it not shocking to you the revelation you are getting about him?
Honestly.
Abandoning his family?
Honestly.
You understand?
It is shocking.
And you know, before a woman comes out to cry publicly that so person, she must have sounded warnings several times and has been ignored. Allegedly, I am not saying that all she said is true, because I don't know the true story. But what we can see, from what we can hear, if that really happened, is too bad. Any man, it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or not. You're not taking care of your responsibility or your family. That shows the height of your responsibility of the man.
Right.
And I wouldn't want to encourage that. Being it a celebrity, funny man, in quotes, that is not encouraging at all.
Okay.
So all of this things boils down to our celebrity marriages. Okay. So that is why when she said, if she has known, she has listened to her mom, perhaps the mom would have advised her about celebrity marriages. Well, I pray you don't crash.
All right.
I like seeing marriages work.
Same here, my brother. What can I say? Thank you, though. Appreciate that one. Uche says, I pray that this one does not crash. Maybe we will have to do all that we can, in other words, to support these ones so they don't get a breakdown, because I don't know what's going on these days, and it gets you back to the place of, come, do we really understand, the place of being a celebrity, or just people just like to dawn on it when they get into it? They're not prepared for the celebrity status, and it just makes them act in a certain way, forgetting that they are role models and people are actually modeling their lives after them. Hello.
Hello to you.
Hello and good morning.
Good morning to you. Good radio.
Yes, good morning, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I am Ibrahim Mustafa.
Ibrahim Mustafa, yeah?
I'm calling you from Gogolada.
Okay, from Gogolada. Ibrahim,
Yeah, thank
funny
you.
man, toxic husbands.
Yes.
What do you
Yes.
think? What do you think?
By toxic, what do you really mean?
Toxic is he doesn't spend home, according to what Sabinus is. It doesn't. Sienna is saying by toxic, it doesn't provide for the family. It's not even home. It's cheating, slipping around. That's it. Doesn't prioritize anything. Doesn't take anything seriously. It's toxic.
Okay. Before I go, let me give a little preamble to that
Okay.
about marriage. You see, we are in a westernized society today. The scriptural life we used to live have been overthrown by westernization. And by this westernization, marriage has become a freelance issue where husbands are made to believe that they're not solely responsible for their family, that their wives should partake in the responsibility in the home. That is a very wrong concept of marriage.
Okay.
Because basically, when you look at marriage, it's not your choice, it's not my choice, it's God's ordinance. And anything that God has ordained you to do becomes a mandate for you to discharge your duty. God says, go and take up a wife and leave your family and go and form your own home. That address was to man, not to the woman.
Okay.
Meaning, the responsibility of marriage all hinge on the man. You must go and search for the woman. She doesn't know you probably. You go and search her, you go and beg her, then she agrees to marry you, you go and pay dowry, then you go and get you home, you go and provide food, you provide clothing, you do everything for this woman. You understand me? But the westernization of our culture has changed all this. We are running away from the God assigned duty.
Right.
You see, God says they are created in pairs, all creation, all species are in pairs. Even the non-living things, the stone you see, they are in pairs. The other biotics, the trees and the leaves, the flora, fauna, they are all in pairs.
Okay.
So no man can break away from that pair. No woman can break away from that pair. So the earlier the man begins to feel himself as the sole provider, the sole leader of the family, the better of humanity. Coming back to the toxic man,
Yes.
he was falling within that sphere I'm talking of. It is always associated with celebrities that they don't hold their marriages great because they don't have enough time for their women. This is very true. Because most marriages and most celebrities break down in no time. And it's a shame to them. They have been exposed. This exposure should make them to know the importance of the woman. The woman is a very important aspect of man.
Okay.
That was why after the creation of Adam, God saw the way Adam was suffering. He has to create an assistance for him in the fall. form of Eve.
Okay.
Without Eve that time, Adam will not be Eve.
Yeah. Well. So let me just ask you one question now. Let me ask you one question.
Provision is the basic
Yes.
foundation for
Yes.
marriage. Provision from the man. I'm hearing your question.
Okay. Provision from the man, right? What then is the woman's?
Provision from the man.
Yeah. What then will be the woman's, basic job or duty? Is there no duty?
The woman's basic duty in the home is assistance.
Or assistance?
Assistance.
Okay.
You bring the provisions, she prepares.
Oh.
If she's okay to prepare.
Okay.
If she cannot prepare, you do the preparation or get someone to prepare for. Listen to what I'm saying, please. I'm telling you, the woman is the crown of creation. She is the queen. She's not to be tortured.
Okay.
She's not to be maltreated. She's to be given all the necessary luxuries by the man who has gone and taken her. Just imagine yourself now, a poor man, you are going to take a wife from a rich family. You know that rich family has been giving this girl all necessary luxuries.
Yeah.
And you go back to your home, you cannot provide that luxury again.
Okay.
Yes, better to say, she will not be able to stay. So you should marry within your class in order to be able to provide what you can afford to a woman based on her own level.
All right. Appreciate
You
that one.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that now.
The woman is by essence the queen in the family. That is you, husband. That is your queen. You are her king.
Okay.
So you should give her maximum protection.
All right.
She is under your protection, under your situation. If you want, you can kill her now. If you want, you can make her the best woman on earth. If you want, you can dress her the most beautiful. If you want, you can make her the ugliest. That is why they said the woman under the man is the most adaptable thing. Please adapt her to the best.
All right. Appreciate
So
this
that
one.
if you adapt your woman to the best of beauty, you do not have any reason to master for any woman.
Okay. Appreciate that one.
Because you
Appreciate.
can do every other thing.
Appreciate.
That's what.
Appreciate. Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot. I mean, started from creation, went back to creation, talked about the duties from the male and the female, and said, it's your job as the man. Sabinos, calling him out now. If you go and get married to a woman from a rich family and you are not you're not financially strong, you don't have the capacity, the resources to indeed look on, take care of her. What do you expect? You want her to stay? You think she's gonna stay? She'll just walk away. She'll walk away. That's what he says. So it's your job to make things right. And so I believe he's putting every blame on the husband's shoulder now, talking about Sabina's in this regard, saying that, look, it is your job to make the house, what it's supposed to be. And if you can make that woman who happens to be your wife, the queen that she is, she probably would not be coming out to talk about these issues. If you've been very, very up and doing in terms of your responsibility as a man, then she would not have all the need, the cause to want to, talk about saying I'm done and everything. All right. So I don't know, you agree with that or you don't agree with that, because some would quickly want to say that, is it really a Western mentality or ideology that a man says, what do you bring to the table? Now you guys have heard quite a lot of that question. What do you bring on the table? And they say with a strong bass voice most times. It's always the man with the bass voice. No pun intended though. If you have a bass voice, I'm just kidding. But anyways, is it a westernization? Is it as a result of modernity? Is it as a result of civilization or trying to copy the Western culture? Is that why men say that? Right? Or most men, is that why they say that? Is it because they're running away from their responsibility? But in the case of Sabinus now, would you say he's running away from his responsibility? Or he's just being the celebrity thingy that quite a number of people are having, in their minds, in their heads, that celebrity drive, that's what's going on in this case. Well, the number is still out there, 0907 353 0044. And the other number, 0908-766-8888. Funny man, toxic husbands. Are funny men indeed toxic? Hello.
Hello to you.
Yes, hello. Good morning. Welcome aboard.
My friend is doing a call back. So they are calling.
Sorry? Oh, that's a miss, though. Well, keep the calls coming through. Let me know your reaction. Is it really true that funny men are the toxic ones? They make toxic husbands? Could it be that they, in a bid to hiding who they truly are, they tend to show us the funny side of life? Well, 0909-705-4450 is that number. You can connect via the WhatsApp portal and let me have your WhatsApp, thought line on this in this discourse. Quite a number of persons have come out saying this is wrong. How could you have come out to just call him out like that? He's even quiet. He's not even saying anything. Now you might be the one who's toxic and trying to put it on the man and make him feel like he's the one who's toxic. I mean, if anything, over $100, could it be why you guys are having this brawl? I mean, since 2023, we've not heard anything in this fashion, in this manner, and suddenly, boom. You say you've been enduring, and then you be like, oh, you should have listened to your mama. Mama probably saw into the future and said, baby girl, my daughter, please don't. But you said, I love him. He loves me. We're good together. And here we are, right? And there are some reactions from Nigerians. I mean, I was, while surfing the social media platforms right there. I mean, quite a number of reactions. One from the place of disappointment and outrage, another from the place of empathy and support, another from the place of condemnation and shame. I mean, there's also the place of insight and awareness. There is frustration and anger, right? Admiration, respect, warning and caution. Yes, these are the various angles that I was able to really pick, because they had their strong voices in this matter. Now, talking about at Sandra Ikeji on Twitter now, saying this is a classic case of funny man, toxic husband. I'm not surprised. That's what Sandra is saying. And this one right here, Blessing Okeke on Instagram, at Blessing Okeke, saying, I feel for Sienna Chapman. No one deserves to be cheated on and disrespected. All right, and of course, Tunde Ednot on Facebook now. Sabina should be ashamed of himself. He's not only hurting his wife, but also his child. Then we see this one at Lolo Cynthia on X now, saying, this is why I always say that comedy is not a measure of a person's character. Comedy is not a measure of a person's character. I had to say that twice, right? Says you can be funny and still be toxic. Right, that's what Lolo is saying right there. We'll just go take this one now. Hello.
Hello to you.
Yeah, welcome back, right?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
You see somebody is calling, please let me take advantage.
Oh, okay.
Finish my story.
Okay, there are messages though. Okay, it's fine. Go ahead.
From Google.
Yes.
You see, this does not mean the woman should not work. When the woman works, the salary is hers. If she wishes to help the home, okay. If she does not, she cannot be forced.
Don't you think you're being contradictory now? Because you said assist, and now you're saying if she wishes, if she doesn't, that's it.
No, please get what I mean.
Okay, what do you mean?
She needs to be given all the care she needs in the home.
Okay.
But if she wishes to work, she said if she wants to do a responsible one like teaching, like medical, like things like that, she should be allowed to work.
Okay.
The way she earns is hers. It's hers. You cannot force her to bring it to the table. If she wishes to contribute, okay. That is her own volition, not by force.
Okay.
The moment you begin to ask your wife to bring something to the table, you're already devolving your power, your authority. You are reducing your authority on her. Then if you bring by her own volition, you are not reducing your authority. You understand what I mean?
Okay, I get it.
Meaning you have no control over your wife again if you force her to bring something to the table. Then you cannot come back home and ask her, where's my food? Because she's contributing. That is what it means, whether we like it or not. So
Okay.
men should be up to their own duty. You see, the things we are seeing on the social media these days, the way our boys, our men treat the woman, you feel the woman folk is an endangered species.
Right.
A boy getting angry that because a girlfriend is asking her for money, he feels justified to use money for ritual money. These are all the fallout of this misbelief that the woman is a body. No, she's not a body. She's created like that to be taken care of from her father to her husband. She must be taken care of. And let me remind the men, we are feeling in our duty. We should see this responsibility as being from God, not from man. You see, when you do something because of God, because God has told you to do it, you are any reward for doing it. For providing each loan, each money for food you provide for your wife, you have reward. And it is the accumulation of this reward that will take you to where you want to go to. You want paradise at the end of your life, don't you?
All right. What matters right there. Okay.
So,
Appreciate. Well, he had to call in to clarify again, saying that I'm not saying that the woman should not work or not assist, but don't force her into assisting, all right? Because it's your job, it's your responsibility to do that on her behalf. And that still brings us to the place of where quite a number of, Nigerians are also saying that, look, Sienna, what have you been doing yourself? Well, you're not doing anything. You're not working. In fact, if you also connect this, you can connect it with the, issue that went down, even with, the Two-Face issue with Annie. I mean, quite a number of persons says the last time they ever heard anything great about Annie was African Queen and then the Nollywood series that she was putting on to. And then she put it on hold at some point and just became a housewife. And I don't know, was she doing any business? But not any that caught public, attention. Not any that we can actually say this. Maybe she does, but we don't, not something that is sensational, that somebody say, oh, okay, she got this one. She's handling this and all of that. That if probably she was a brand, tables may have turned and it may not really totally have been what it went to become. But then look at another case in point now. This is Sienna Chapman, wife to Sabinas, having family-ish, looking forward to heading towards a divorce, which a number of fans, well-wishers, are saying they don't want that to happen. Hello.
Hello, Edie. Good morning.
Morning. Is this Felix?
Yeah, Felix from Lambata.
Awesome, Felix. I got this one today.
Yeah.
All right, talk to me, Felix.
You see, relationship or partnership is all about compatibility. If they are not compatible, let the woman get all the money or the man get all the money, they will not be able to work together. The issue of a woman having something doing, and like the last caller said, it's optional for her to assist. I don't buy into that idea. Because in the first place, if the husband do not permit her, no matter what she read, no matter her qualification,
right,
if the husband do not permit her to work, she will not work. She's working on the permission of the husband. Perhaps with the consideration that you'll be able to make input, positive input into the family's development.
Right.
So where she's not doing that, you cannot force her, but she should be blamed. Because partnership should not be the man affair alone. Even when you are not working as a woman, you are working at home. You are doing something. You are putting one or two things together. You prepare food for the man, prepare for the family, take care of the family, take care of a lot of things. So there is contribution always. Because that's how God created the woman to be. A support to the man, a helpmeet to the man. So you must do something to assist the man. That make your relevance known unto the man. Then the man too will convert your virtues. I want to keep you as a woman. But when you are irrelevant, you contribute nothing, you have nothing to put on the table. No, you want nothing. All you do is to sleep on the bed and go next day. You amount to nothing to the man. Just see you, see finish. Because just a burden, a luggage.
Right.
So both partners should contribute and make the partnership to work.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, Felix. Appreciate now. Felix saying, I don't see it totally from where the other family member is coming from. That look, hey, if you were put there to assist indeed as a helpmeet, then it means that you should, as a responsibility, right? Also take it up, some roles, some duties, some, just do something to make it work, right? And Felix right there arguing that even if you're saying you're not working, you're not going outside to work and stuff like that, even in the house, you're still working. And these are the things that turn out to become virtues, that a man will, take up as well as translate it in other ways, towards you. And it really gets me thinking, could this be why Sabina seemingly spends more time outside the home, according to what the wife has said? Because we still haven't heard from Sabina's now. He hasn't issued a statement just yet. And already quite a number of people are lambasting him. Lambasting him real time. They are lambasting him, in that regard. And then it still takes us back to the same thing I mentioned earlier. If you are doing something, you're doing something for yourself. It's not because I don't think you'll be working because you want to give Sabina's 5 million naira. I don't think so. But you're doing it for yourself. For yourself. Just as the caller before last, mentioned. Well, it's the money. Let her do whatever she wants with it, right? In that regard. It's for yourself. It's for your daughter. Yeah? This is not to justify the fact that a man should not provide. No, don't get me wrong, right? But if you are doing something, she probably wouldn't have felt the heat the way that she, feels it right about now. Are we taking one more call just before we cut it close? But then just before that, I should also let you in on the fact that Ayo, right? Okay, so Chika Ode saying, I'm so tired of these funny men who think they can get away with anything just because they're popular. And then we see this one. Sienna Chapman is a strong woman for walking away from the toxic marriage. Well, it's not like she walked away, though. They're still having a conversation. She's still in the move, in the move for it. More women should follow her example. Oh, that's what Ayo, okay, is saying there. All right, Facebook, of course, that one is drawn from. And this one from, this one says, this is a wake-up call for all the funny men out there who think they can treat your wives and children any way they want. Your comedy will not save you from karma. That's what Femi is saying right there. Okay, I don't know. Are we taking this or we're not? Okay, we'll just... All right, if the call comes, we'll take it and call it a close. But then the reactions from Nigerians across social media platforms, is reflecting a range of emotions, a range of opinions on the matter. Some people are disappointed and outraged. Others are empathetic as it stands and quite showing support. But a conversation is highlighting something that we probably may not be seeing. The importance of holding people in positions of power and influence accountable for their actions. Very important. And the need for greater awareness and, education on issues of toxic relationships as well as domestic abuses. And some recommendations, if you ask me now, would be that, look, there is a need for greater education. These two, they need to probably educate themselves on what toxic relationships is all about, domestic abuse and all. Because if you ask me, this might just be a case of emotional abuse as it stands. And people, who have influence must be held accountable for their actions. They should be able, Sabina should be able to, bring himself to his wife and say, well, I may have acted this way, I may have acted that way, I'm sorry. I messed up. This is why. This is what I need you to change. This is what I've been trying to show you. You're not seeing it. Stuff like that. Rather than just go moo on her or mom on her. It doesn't make sense a lot. But then there is also the place of support systems, right? There should be support systems that, should be put in place to help victims of domestic abuse and toxic relationships. So continued conversation is what I am also giving for them. I mean, they should raise awareness, efforts should be made to talk about the toxicity in their relationship, and I think the rest will just be history. But then, thank you to each and every one of you. I mean, somebody out there has learned one thing, has had a take-home message just because you made that contribution to every one of you that added your voice to the discourse this morning, right? Well, this is where we call it a close, because Abuja Now is coming right up in a short bit. Don't go away.